the Oklahoma City Thunder will be the surprise team of the NBA this season. So last season, the Sacramento Kings came out of nowhere. You had people like me who kind of predicted them to be in the play-in because I thought they had a really good team. I didn't think it was top 3. But they ended up being the top 3 seed, pushed the defending champs to 7 games, and it kind of came out of nowhere. They started the whole like the B movement. They got 2 All-NBA guys. It just happened out of nowhere. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder can do that again this year. So the Oklahoma City Thunder over the last 3 or 4 years have been in the middle of one of the best rebuilds that I've ever seen. You can see it in the way that they trade. They make all the right trades. They make all the right draft picks. And it's kind of showing off this year. Like, they're going to be very good this year. This is the first year that I really wouldn't consider them a rebuilding team. I think they're trying to compete. I think they tried to compete last year, but it was a little hard not really having like a legit 7-footer. And that 7-footer being your, I think it was 2nd overall pick in Chet Holmgren. So it was kind of hard for them to like compete. But they did their best. They went 40-42, I believe, finished 10th in the West, in the gritty West, a hard West. Beat the Pelicans in the first playing game and then lost the second one against the Timberwolves. But this year is the first year that I do not consider them as a rebuilding team. I think they are trying to win crazy this year. To break down the team, you obviously got to start off at the top with the MVP guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Listen, Shai to me is one of the top 15 best basketball players in the world. Not in the NBA, in the world. One of the top 15 basketball players in the world. You kind of hear like this whole narrative about him about a lot of people want to see it in the playoffs, but like I always tell y'all, I don't believe that stupid shit. Like, if you look at Shai and think he's going to drop off in the playoff, that's cool to you. But like Shai, he's an MVP level guy. If they were like a legit like top 4 seed last year, he would have been in MVP ranks. I believe he still finished top 10 and they were a 10th seed. That's just how good he was. I think it was 31, 5, and 6. Crazy, and I mean crazy efficiency all across the board. Shai Gilgeous is a top 15 lock, and he is an MVP candidate. And I won't be surprised, man. He could be a dark horse this year because, like I said, this team is going to be very good. Now, the second guy on this team that I think we should talk about is Josh Giddey. Listen, I just had a conversation about Josh Giddey yesterday, and I'm starting to think I'm probably one of the highest people on Josh Giddey. I just think he is a very good player. I think he is the point guard of the team, first of all. I just think not everything revolves around him, and I don't think that's how point guard should be decided. But I think like he just playmakes for everybody. Everybody around him gets better when he's on the court. I think he is the point guard. Even though he might not have the ball as much as Shai, I think he is the point guard. But it's so weird that this backcourt works when you look at it. Not the best shooters, not the best catching shooters. They both are like ball dominant guards, but they work perfectly. And I think Josh is the reason why that happens, because Josh is a very active person off ball. He's a rebounder. He's a cutter. That's 2 things you need around a ball dominant guard. And that's why he fits. But then when he has the ball, he's one of the best practice passers in the game already. He's been like that since his first year, but one of the best passers in the game. And I think he is getting better in the playmaking aspect. He's kind of like Lonzo and LaMelo. They are better when it comes to full court passing. Full court playmaking. I think that's where their strengths are. And then the half court, they're a little but I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think he's kind of topping both of those guys in the half court playmaking. I think he's only getting better. I'm very excited for him this season. And I think another thing that he's going to bring for this team that he brought since he's been here is the rebounding. They're going to need it. They got Jaylen Williams, so I would say for his size is a pretty good rebounder. Chet, we don't know yet. In college, he was a good rebounder, but like in the NBA, like I said, we don't know. But Josh Giddey has proven it since his first 3 years. Been averaging over 3 years, 7 rebounds from a guard. So he's going to be a good rebounder. I had a conversation with one of my friends in the Twitter community who has hoops. Shout out to them. We was kind of talking about like their starting lineup, and then he was like, Josh Giddey's coming off the bench. I was like, bro, that makes literally no sense. And he was trying to say starting Jaylen Williams to help out Chet, and like that will literally like hurt Chet. Not having the guy like Josh Giddey on the court, I didn't really understand it. And then benching Josh Giddey and not benching Lu Dort, that to me was just stupid. But he just kept reiterating how Josh Giddey going to the bench will help him with his shot creating and all that stuff. But like he can do that in the starting lineup. And like he's not hurting the starting lineup. He is the reason. Well, he's part of the reason. Obviously, you have Shai, but he is the reason why the starting lineup is very effective. They had a top offense last year. Like he's very good. He is very good, and I think he's the second fiddle to this team. Unless Chet just has a crazy year, he probably will. That's what I was trying to say. He might have a crazy year. I have Chet as my rookie of the year, which I should drop my awards video soon. But yeah, Chet's gonna be crazy this year. But like I said, Josh Giddey is the number 2 on this team. Josh Giddey is that guy. Now Lu Dort, I think what they're doing, which let's just talk about the whole starting lineup. It would be it would be Josh Giddey, Shai, Lu Dort, Jaylen Williams, the J-Dub, that one, and Chet Holmgren. I think what they're doing is, what we're starting J-Dub at the 4 is, they know he's too good to come off the bench, so we're just going to play you in the 4 and then just wait until we are able to trade Lu Dort, because he just doesn't fit. Like, he is the odd man out. Yes, the defense is good, but when the motherfucker is a terrible shooter, it's like playing Matisse Thybulle for 30 minutes, and it's not good for the team. Now, he can go back to the way where I believe in 2021, 2022, shooting about 35% for 3. If he can go back to those ways, cool. But even then, I don't think they're like, he's in their long-term plans at all. I think they have their core 4 guys, and when that wing or that power forward comes out, they're going to get him. I think they should have did it with John Collins, but they didn't. But I believe around that time, they will go get that guy, and Lu Dort will be up. But for this team, he is going to bring elite defense. Been bringing that since he's hopped in this league, so shout out to him. Now, J-Dub, listen. Y'all know how high I am on J-Dub. I mean, I told y'all in the draft, I said he's a top 5 pick. I said he should be a lock lottery pick. Some people didn't have him in the lottery, but I even had him in my top 5 prospects in general. But I had him going to the Cavs because I think I wanted him to go to the Cavs like really bad. I told the Thunder fans when they drafted him, they got the steal of the draft by far. He went out, had a very, very good rookie season where he just improved crazy every single year. Damn near took Paolo's award. I had him taking Paolo's award. You can say it's biased, that's cool, but I had him taking Paolo's award. But listen, y'all know how high I am on Jaylen Williams. Jaylen Williams reminds me a lot of Shai, where it's just like, everything in his game he's good at scoring, good at taking it to the rim, a good finisher, a good rebounder, good playmaker, good defender, good all that stuff. He's not elite like Shai in any of those categories, but all around he's already good. Like, he's a very good player. I think what he brings to this team is just a bigger guy. Like, he's huge. Like, I've seen him and laughed. He's gotten bigger. He's already 6'7", about 6'6", 6'7" already, so I don't mind him playing the 4 for now, but I think he fits perfectly with this team. I hope he got better with his shooting on the offseason. Knowing him, he probably did, just how good he was in college. In his first year, he was okay. Then the second year, he just went crazy. Then his first month in the NBA, he was okay. Then the second month, he's really good. Third month, he's really good. And then fourth month, he's taking off. Like, I just know he's going to be a player that's going to increase. So I'm not mad with the fit next to him, next to Chet for now, but in the future, when that when that bigger wing or that 4 comes by, he will be the 3, and I think this team will take off. Now at the 5, you have Chet. Listen, I'm very excited for Chet this season. I think he fits perfectly with this team. I think the pick and rolls with him and damn near everybody on the court except Lu Dort, him, Jaylen Williams, him and Josh Giddey, him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are going to be very good. The pick and pops are going to be very good. I think he's going to be a very good scorer. For a rookie. Like, I think at times we're going to look at him to score, and I think he's going to be capable to do that. Shot blocking is going to be elite. Like, fuck around could win, not win. Whoa, he fuck around could be in defense, all defensive team in his first year, just like guys like Evan Mobley were. I believe he was in like the running for it for the first team or the second team, but like, he can be a very good defender for his first year. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm very excited for his season. I've been watching a lot of tape on Chet, just like, because like, it's still the off season. I'm still very bored, and Chet is a very fun player to watch. I want to know how are they just going to throw him out there and let him be free? Like, are they going to let him sometimes catch the rebound, take the ball up the court, which I feel like he should be able to do. I think he's shown it in college, shown it in the summer league. So are they going to let him be super free within the offense and within the defense? Probably let him switch on to a lot more guards a lot. Are they going to let him do that? I'm okay with that method and just throw him into the fire, because I don't think he's a player that's going to shy away from that. So that top 5 already is very good. And not to mention, you got guys like Isaiah Joe, who just came to the team and just stole minutes because he is an elite shooter. Guys like Trey Mann, this is his last year to prove something, or he will be out the door too. And if he is out the door, send him to the Bucks. That's who they need. But this is a Bucky guy, a very good Bucky guy. They got a guy from overseas, I believe. Where his name at? Vasily Mitic. I know he's a point guard, and I know all the point guards from overseas are like crazy. Like, they're nice. Like, the passing is crazy. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I know who he is at all, but I know he's a point guard. Aleksej Pokusevski. Listen, before he got hurt, he showed me a lot of good flashes last year. I think he was getting a lot better. So if he can go to that way where before he got hurt and he's playing pretty good, I think he could be a very big piece coming off that bench. Jeremiah Robinson is always going to be an effective guy. Been like that since college. I'm also a fan of Olivier Scar. I think having him with this team, I think he showed some flashes second half of that season. Last year, Jaylen Williams, exactly, he's always going to be good. The other Jaylen Williams, the one from Arkansas, hopefully he can get that three-point shot to where it was in college. Always going to set some charges. He's going to be a good player. He's going to earn his minutes. Cameron Williams didn't have a healthy season last year, so to see what he's going to do this season, that's something that I'm excited to see. An older guy might get traded, but still, I think he's going to be a player to get some minutes on this team. And then the rookies, Keontae Johnson. I want to see how he plays. I was a very big fan of Keontae Johnson in college after that story that happened with him in Florida. And I think he played very good in the tournament. So I want to see if he can get some minutes with this team. Probably not. He'd probably be in the G League, but down the line, where they're really trying to win championships, he could be a bench piece for this team, and I think he would be a very good bench piece for this team. Just a jack of all trades kind of guy that can literally do everything you ask him to do. So I'm very excited for that. And then Cason Wallace, that guy, I don't like the pick. I still don't like the pick, but I think he fits. A defensive guy that can guard 1, 2, 3 off the bat, can shoot the ball. I wouldn't say he reminds me of Drew Holiday. I don't know who he reminds me of, but I just feel like Drew Holiday is just such a lazy comparison. He kind of reminds me of Marcus Smart. And if that's lazy, fuck it. But like, he reminds me a lot more of Marcus Smart than Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday just has a lot more to his offensive game. But I forgot who I compared him to in my video about him. But Cason Wallace, I'm a fan of him. I think he fits perfectly with this team. I think at some point he can even start, but like, it's just they're already set 1 through 3. But at some point he can start, like on games, or let's say Chet is out, games when Josh Giddey or Shai's out, he can start. Like, he's probably the best guard off the bench. So I'm excited for the team in general. Now, how do they stack up against teams in the West? I'm going to name you teams that are fighting for a playoff spot in the Western Conference. Starting off, obviously, you got Denver, Memphis, Sacramento Kings, Phoenix, LA Clippers, Golden State Warriors, LA Lakers, Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder, New Orleans Pelicans, Dallas Mavericks, and the Houston Rockets, because they don't have their pick next year. Now, listen, that is 12 teams I named. 2 of those teams have to miss the play-in. Now, the teams that I like firmly have them over is the Rockets, and that's it. Everybody else is up in the air. It's up in the air with Dallas, up in the air with New Orleans, Minnesota, the Lakers, Golden State, Clippers, Phoenix, Sac, Memphis. I'm not going to disrespect Denver. It's not up in the air with them. But it's up in the air with a lot of those teams. But the way this team is ran, they are made for the regular season. Listen, I still don't know how to say his last name. But their coach, Mark, however you say his last name, the way he runs his team, especially on defense, or it's just team defense, even though they only have one specialist, but other than that, it's team defense. And then you add a guy like Chet to that, and they was already, for the last 2-3 years, they've been a top 10 defense with like nobody over 7 foot. Since they lost Steven Adams, they've been a top 10 defense for some reason. I don't know why. You add a guy like Chet to that, you have Josh Giddey in his 3rd year, Jaylen Williams in his 2nd year, who are going to get better on defense. You got a guy like Cason Wallace, who's also a specialist when it comes to perimeter defense. Adding somebody like that to this defense that was already established as a top 10 defense for no reason at all, that is a scary part. Because you look at teams that are above them, Sacramento, their defense is god awful. Compared to this team, their defense is god awful. Golden State last year, when they weren't healthy, but their defense was god awful. The Clippers, who have all the defenders in the world, defense was god awful. Who else? Minnesota, they top 10. Respect for the Gobert. New Orleans, no, it doesn't compare to this team. So their defense, and then you have Shai, Giddey on offense, who can carry an offense, showing they can carry an offense. Because let's be honest, other than Shai, other than Giddey, and other than I'm never going to disrespect Jaylen Williams like that. And Jaylen Williams, other than that, who do they have that's like really established on this offense? Why is it so good? Like, they were, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, they were a top 15 offense last year. So the way the coach runs his team, even with the talent all being so young, this team is made for the regular season. We seen it last year. Soon as they got an established piece in the Sacramento Kings, they took off. This year, their established piece is Chet, and you have Casey Wallace with it. This team can take off and be better than regular season teams, and they've shown to be healthy other than Chet. I would not be surprised if this team is a top 6 seed. What do I have them? I don't know. You will see that in my ranking video. But I would not be surprised if this team is a top 6 seed. They just have all the talent in the world. They have an MVP level guy. They have the defense. They have the coach. They have the shooting. They have everything. They have the playmaking. They have the half-court defense, full-court defense, half-court offense, full-court. They have everything. I have no question marks with this team. I'm lying. I have one question mark. It's just the talent. The talent doesn't compare to a Phoenix Suns or a Denver. I was about to say Denver Broncos. Then I was about to say Denver Maverick. To the Denver Nuggets, to Golden State, to the LA. It doesn't compare to them. But for some reason, they were better. At points of the season last year, for some reason, they were better, other than Denver. So, I don't know. This team can scare people. It scares me, especially not just now, in the future. That shit scares me. Shai, Giddey, and their piece next to fucking J-Dub. I've been trying to think of his peak for so long, and I just can't find it, because every time he shows me, like, all right, this might be his peak, I see him get legit way better. So I don't know. And I was talking to my friends a couple weeks ago. I feel like in another situation, he will be way better. And then you have a guy like Chet, who is a unicorn for a reason. We don't know the levels of unicorns, so we don't know the peaks of unicorns. So this team scares me in the future, but this year they should scare a lot of people. Because every night they're trying to win. This is not them trying to fight for a pick. No. And then Sam Presti can finally look at this team, and this year he can be hungry and go make that trade. Uzman Dieng at some point is going to be outside the lineup. Guys like Keontae Johnson, guys like Trey Man, guys, even if you want to throw out Casey Wallace. If you see a big fish out there with all the fucking picks you got, Sam Presti, you better do it. And when you do it, I don't think he's going to fuck up the chemistry. And if it's the right piece, boy, they would be scary. The right piece will make this team super scary. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but the right piece will make this team super scary. So, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be the Cinderella story of this NBA season. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.